Good soreness, DOMS, and bad pain. Injury or very near it. The challenge is recognizing the difference between minor aches and pains and those that indicate a serious injury. Keep in mind the following guidelines. Applying ice to muscle soreness right after a run is recommended. After waiting an hour, a heated pad may be used. There will be less swelling and injury because of the cold. The heat will increase circulation, helping the body get rid of waste products like lactic acid more quickly. The discomfort will increase the next day. Delayed onset muscle soreness is a common term for this, DOMS. This ache is annoying and winch-worthy, but it's not quite a razor's edge. Your ability to flex your leg muscles will be impaired. Squats, as well as stair ascent and descent, will provide formidable difficulties. After a day or two, this normally disappears. You need to relax till the discomfort in your veins and spine, which feels like a sharp ache, goes gone. Hip and joint pain should also be cared for. You might take as much as 3 days off to recover from this. Seeing a doctor is recommended if it persists beyond 3 days. Localized pain that subsides after 1 or 2 days of rest, and does not radiate discomfort from a single point is to be considered minor. Persistent, piercing pain when pricked, particularly in the side or center of the knee, shin, Achilles, joints, etc., is reason for worry. If you often have hip discomfort, you may be landing improperly or using improper hip swing mechanics. There should be little to no swinging in a well-executed running stride. Take a day off and try running in a straight line. It's possible that you're a heel striker because of this. Proper form. Your easygoing pace belies your speed and stamina. The structure of the neck and head is optimized for forward vision rather than oblique or oblique forward. You're leaning forward at an angle of 95 degrees with your back perfectly straight. Taking use of momentum and gravity, this tiny tilt will help you immensely. You're sitting tall and proud, with your head held high and chest pushed out. Your arms swing freely to and forth at your sides, and your hands are relaxed and open. No side-to-side movement of the hips is desired. Never lower your gaze or slump your shoulders. There will be discomfort in the muscles and you'll tire quickly. Heel versus forefeet strikers. Much discussion surrounds the topic of which portion of the foot should make contact with the ground initially. The conventional wisdom is that you should be aiming to land on your forefoot. Keep your leg bent ever so slightly while you do this. With a rolling gait and an upward stroke, you then use as little power as feasible. Experts have argued that most runners should land on their heels, roll their feet forward, and then spring up. It's more efficient, so the argument goes. The author believes that whatever landing method works best for you is the correct one. You should know that running on your heels might cause discomfort in your pelvis and other joints. People who hit the ball with their forefoot are more likely to get injuries to their knees, Achilles tendons, and lower legs. Forefoot striking is recommended for those with a history of pelvic injuries. Knee, shin, and Achilles issues? Try walking on your heels instead. The value of good breathing techniques. The mouth is the most common entry and exit point for inexperienced breathers. That's the way to get the most out of it. This approach is flawed and need to be used with caution. Use your nose for inhaling and your mouth for exhaling. As a result, more air will enter your lungs and less will enter your stomach. This reduces the likelihood of choking on a roadside insect and also keeps your throat and mouth from drying up. You may find that your nose becomes your primary breathing passage as you progress in your jogging, the perfect form. Your most effective running gait is the one you're currently using. Keep the following tips in mind, and you should be able to run in a manner that feels comfortable to you. Advice: let your legs do the absorbing for you. This can help you avoid muscular weariness and make the most of the road springiness. Running in the sun. In order to complete a marathon, you'll likely have to run for many hours in extreme heat. The Boston Marathon, for instance, traditionally begins around 9 in the morning. There is a strict 8.5-hour time limit in which you must complete the task. Midday till 2 in the afternoon is when the sun reaches its zenith in the sky. The math is up to you. That's why it's smart to schedule your weekly marathon training runs at the same time of week as your actual marathon. According to the author, nothing beats an endurance run for this purpose. Those who only ever run at dawn or dusk have no clue how draining the hours between 10 a.m. and 2 p.m. can be. It's true that some greenhorns forget to pack sunscreen altogether. The author claims that reading it will consume between 25 and 50% of his or her energy and is also psychologically taxing. Methods of instructional variety. If you want to finish with minimal training and in the fastest pace possible, you need to train differently for every day of the week. You have your endurance day, interval day, speed day, killer hills day, etc. The simple explanation is that different training types put more emphasis on different muscle groups. Your heart is able to cope with different types of stress. It also allows you to be mentally prepared to handle different situations. Endurance run, pace day. The longest runs demand you to go the furthest, as the name says. The purpose of this exercise is to improve your cardiovascular and respiratory coordination and endurance. Aerobic capacity is another name for this. For another, it gives your muscles and bones a chance to adapt to the constant pressure. Running at 60% to 75% of your MHR is considered an endurance run. For thorough discussions, electrolyte-rich food and water for the race. See to it that they are the identical ones you used for your lengthy runs. Typical events occur on race day. 10. Consider tapering your strength training during the final 4 months of training. For the final 6-8 weeks before to an event, strength training should consist solely of calisthenics, ball exercises, Pilates or other strength training approaches with minimum external resistance. The objective is not to bulk up before the competition, but to keep your current level of fitness and strength intact. 11. Avoid doing any strength training the week before a competition. You need to relax your muscles and prepare them for the race. Put on the outfit you want to wear today. Do not wear anything brand new to the event. 26.2 miles is a long way to go if you're uncomfortable in your clothing. A garment tag may easily turn into a terrible foe. If you're going to run a marathon, you shouldn't break in brand new shoes on race day. Put on a pair that has seen some long distance running, as long as they did not create any problems. Nothing fresh on race day, ever. On the day of the marathon, be prepared for anything. Fill a gym bag with the essentials. Dry shirt. Extra pair of socks. Tissue, you never know when the portable toilet supply will run out. Extra shoelaces. Gloves. Hat or cap. Vaseline or other lubricant. Extra safety pins. Blister care products. Whatever else is a must for you. Another day of preparation reminder. Ensure that you have picked up your bib number before the start of the event. Please don't plan on spending a lot of time on your feet during the exhibition. Despite the many shops, you should conserve your walking for the next day. If you can, get your number as soon as it becomes available. You ought to have your pre-run ritual down pat by now. You should do the same thing the night before the race. Maintain proper hydration and a regular eating schedule to maximize performance. Time your departure, choose your mode of transportation, and plot your parking spot for the big day. Before the start of the race, you should avoid becoming lost. You already feel anxious, so don't add to it. The morning's events, from waking up to getting dressed to leaving the house and heading to the starting line, should be well planned. On-course water, gels, or electrolyte drinks are often provided at the majority of events. Do not use these items on race day if you have not trained with them on lengthy runs. A stomachache may ruin an occasion, and even a little variation in sugar content can do that. On race day, remember to bring your own supply that you used for training. In addition to your electrolyte supply, you should also carry some kind of nutrition, such gels or chews. It's important to study the route map in detail and note the locations of amenities like water fountains, medical tents, and rest breaks. See whether the course is too polluted to play in. Prepare in advance if there may be increased pollution levels. Try to avoid polluted areas on the route to the event, and get warmed up in a spot with plenty of fresh air. It might be difficult to get toasty in urban areas because to the presence of towering buildings and constant traffic. Performance suffers, and those with allergies or asthma may have an even more severe reaction to the effects of pollution. Rise and shine. To avoid missing the start, aim to be there at least 1 hour early. You should not put undue stress on yourself in the moments before the start of the race. Here are some more suggestions for the big race. Take in some food and fuel your body. You should eat whatever helped you perform best before your lengthy runs in training. Get a lot of fluids in you. If chafing has been an issue, apply lubricant to the areas as you get dressed. Protect the area with Second Skin, Body Glide, Moleskin, or whatever works during training, if blisters or hot areas have been an issue in the past. Place your number badge here. These days, A timing chip is usually fastened to the runner's bib in all but the smallest of events. Take this with you. Your bag check tag will probably be fastened to your bib as well. Check your additional gear as instructed in the race's pre-race materials. During your lengthy runs, you've developed a strategy for keeping yourself hydrated and fed. Maintain your focus. Stay strong and resist the urge to make a last-minute adjustment. Do not put off drinking water until you feel thirsty, since this is already too late. If the weather is significantly different from the practice sessions, make adjustments as necessary, such as drinking more water on hot days. Begin gently. In most cases, a good start may lead to failure. You can always pick up the pace later in the race if you're feeling well. Once fatigue sets in, there is no turning back. Good luck and have fun. It's a long 26.2 miles, but you'll have a lot more fun if you smile for the cameras, thank the volunteers, and wave to the spectators along the way. You should be proud of yourself for making through to the end. Few suggestions about how to handle life after the marathon. Drink. You will still be somewhat dehydrated even if you drank during the race. Specifically, you should refuel with carbs. In the 2 hours after a strenuous exercise, your body may be more receptive to absorbing carbs. You can always drink them if you can't eat them. Blending in some protein aids in the healing process. Do not go for something that is excessively rich in sugar or fat, since this may lead to gastrointestinal distress. In other words, don't stop moving. After the race, spend 60 minutes doing low-impact cardiovascular activity like walking. This will significantly reduce the soreness that often occurs the day after a race. Relaxed stretching. Do not schedule any runs for the week after the marathon. The best methods are slow activities like walking, swimming, or cycling. If you find yourself feeling tight after a race, a massage may help loosen you up. If you want to get back into running, ease into it by running for 30 minutes a few times a week. Speed training should be avoided for at least 1 month following a marathon, as recommended by most experts. Let your body rest and heal. A marathon is a physically demanding sporting event. Injuries, weariness, drops in performance, and suppression of the immune system are just some of the issues that may arise when the body doesn't get enough rest. Train extensively. In order to succeed at the marathon's renowned distance, athletes must train extensively. For most runners, the optimal time is somewhere between the 2 hours and change required by top runners and the 8 hours required by walkers. The typical marathon should be completed in fewer than 4 hours for males and 4.5 hours for women. No matter what you want to accomplish, you must be well prepared to have a positive experience and prevent harm. Due to the physical risks involved, there is no opportunity for error in a race of 42 kilometers distance. Physical and mental preparation for such a long trip requires consistent training and a wide range of exercises. Learn from our experiences and be ready to run 42 kilometers with these helpful hints. Simply put, a runner needs the same basic gear for a marathon as for any other running event, which boils down to the following. Purpose-built running shoes. Dressing for the day's weather in breathable, moisture-wicking, and chafe-free jogging. A cardio sports watch can help you plan your workouts, keep track of your speed when jogging, and keep tabs on your heart rate, all while keeping your feet warm and dry. You should train for a marathon by running shorter events like a half marathon. You can estimate how much stamina and strength you'll need in the long run if you do this. Do your best to get an early start on your training, too. It's recommended to gradually increase your weekly distance for a year leading up to the marathon. That is to say, proceed slow and methodically rather than charging in headfirst. To prepare for a long run, it's best to gradually increase your weekly mileage. The recommended weekly mileage increase leading up running a marathon is 10%. Aim for 3 to 5 runs each week and get started early to allow yourself time to build up to that distance. Step 2 is to prepare for a lengthy run. Once a week, increase the distance of your long run by 1 or 2 miles until you've trained for a marathon, which is usually 26 miles. For more self-assurance, to help your body acclimate to longer distances, and to train your body to use fat as fuel, try running at a slower speed than normal. You may enhance your acceleration technique by engaging in sprinting or high-intensity interval training. Since longer strides when running often suggest you can go faster, even marathon runners gain from sprinting while training. Rest and recuperation play a crucial role in marathon preparation, since your muscles need time to heal damage caused by your training. Recovery and rest are the greatest ways to avoid becoming hurt. Picking a marathon and training. The first step in getting ready to run a marathon is picking one. Marathons come in numerous shapes and sizes, and although there are many factors to think about, the distance and course of the race ultimately matter the most. The full marathon is 26.2 miles long, while the half is 13.1 miles. You may also run longer distances, such as ultramarathons, more than 26.2 miles, and multi-race events featuring numerous marathon stages. There will not be a lack of marathons to participate in, since many organizations sponsor them for humanity, who famously refuse to undergo health screening before participating. 2. Evaluation of dangers. It is common knowledge that a person has to be mentally and physically strong to run the 42.195-kilometer marathon distance, and that even novice runners have to work much harder than they are accustomed to. This is particularly true while jogging in warmer countries like Thailand. In addition, studies conducted by Harvard University reveal that annually, between 200 and 300 young men and women perish due to exercise-related causes, most often asthma attacks and heat exhaustion. As a result, you shouldn't ignore things like using the proper breathing technique, drinking lots of water while running, being alert of abnormal symptoms should they emerge, and checking with a doctor to evaluate your risk level before running. 3. Recognizing obstacles to running. Many people believe that those who already struggle with weight, blood sugar, or hypertension issues should exercise more to improve their health. However, the fact is that constriction of arteries due to certain chronic health issues might result in decreased circulation to the heart, making intense activity likely to inflict more damage than benefit. As a result, those who have these problems should never start running without first talking to their doctor. 4. Risk assessment for potential injuries. For runners who have had injuries in the past, this is particularly important since continued inflammation or swelling and, ultimately, chronic discomfort may result from not getting enough rest. This kind of screening is especially important for runners who haven't had any formal technique training, since it may help prevent the recurrence of problems that might force them to stop running for a long period if they don't get the help they need. 5. Physical examinations. The greatest quantity of oxygen a person can use while exercising is determined through an aerobic test, VO2 max assessment, administered by medical personnel as part of a fitness test. If the test shows that the patient is exceptionally fit, then the data may be used to assist them develop training plans that will allow them to reach their maximum speed and distance potential. When you have type 1 diabetes and you want to run. Benefits of exercise for people with type 1 diabetes include enhanced cardiovascular fitness, increased muscular strength, and enhanced insulin sensitivity. While exercise is crucial for persons with type 1 diabetes, it may be challenging and worrying to figure out how it will affect blood sugar levels, especially for those who are just starting to manage their condition. Regular exercise has been shown to reduce blood sugar via improving insulin sensitivity and decreasing glucose storage. Some runners have hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, during and after their workouts, or even later in the day or evening. But for some persons with type 1 diabetes, the reverse is true. Their blood sugar might actually rise. Keep running. As you learn how your body reacts to running, you'll be better able to control your blood sugar. Regular exercise may reduce blood sugar levels by improving insulin sensitivity and decreasing glucose storage. Hypoglycemia, low blood sugar, may occur during, or even later in the day or overnight after jogging for certain individuals. Blood sugar levels often decrease in patients with type 1 diabetes, however, this is not always the case. You shouldn't let this deter you from jogging, especially because you'll be better able to control your blood sugar levels after you learn how your body reacts to running. Blood sugar levels may be affected by the intensity, length, frequency, and training of your workouts. Nutritionist and diabetic specialist Amanda Kirpich, MA, RDN, CDE, CDN from New Jersey shared her thoughts on the matter. According to what she has to say, the term running may refer to anything from a short sprint to a long marathon, as well as to high-intensity interval training sessions that may or may not rely on aerobic and anaerobic. To simplify, we may classify runners into 3 broad categories. Your foot should fall in one of these 3 patterns as you stand up. First, there's the neutral, normal arch position, in which your foot absorbs stress by striking the ground on the outside side of the heel and rolling slightly inward to the inner of the ball of the foot. Overpronation, flat feet, Low arches is a gait pattern in which the foot strikes the ground on the outside edge of the heel but then rolls inward during propulsion. This causes the body's weight to be transferred from the outside to the inside of the sole, allowing for more motion. When the foot delivers a typical heel strike but fails to roll inward enough after impact, the consequence is an unusually restricted range of motion known as a high arch, supination. It might help you choose shoes that fit perfectly if you have a better understanding of your foot form. It's important to remember that even the helpful advice for choosing the right shoes. 1. Swollen feet are normal, therefore it's best to try on shoes in the afternoon. The foot swells around 1/2 size during the day and during running. 2. There should be enough room for your index finger to fit in between the tip of your longest toe and the top of your shoe. 3. Toes shouldn't feel squished, so make sure the toe box is roomy enough for them to slide up and down. 4. When walking in the shoe, you should feel no discomfort. Take it for a short test jog if allowed. 5. Keep your heel in the shoe's heel counter as you toe off. To go for a run, you don't need to wear anything flashy. Veteran marathon runners have been seen training in worn-out sweatpants and t-shirts. There are newcomers who use cutting-edge technology but have no idea what they're doing. Having the right clothes on won't make you a great runner, but it will make your workout more bearable. The fabric and the fit of your running gear are the two most crucial factors. Running gear for marathons and ultramarathons. Marathon gear checklist. Comfortable running shoes, sweat-wicking socks, technical running top, running bra, running shorts, tights or pants, hydration system, nutrition plan, chafe protection, recovery gear. The shoes. You should put the comfort of your feet before everything else since they will be carrying you for a long time. The professionals at your neighborhood Fleet Feet may assess your foot shape and prescribe the ideal shoes for you based on that information. You shouldn't wear the racing shoe you use to exercise in on race day. High-mileage runners may think about investing in several pairs of shoes to use in rotation. Similar to how different golf clubs are used for various strokes, different running shoes are best suited for various sorts of workouts and distances. Race shoes are designed to give you an advantage on the big day. Gone are the days when a racing shoe was simply as lightweight as possible, leaving little cushion to protect you from the pounding of the road. Modern super shoes are designed to shield runners from the harmful effects of running by using cutting-edge cushioning technology. Extremely lightweight, many of them are also constructed with a carbon plate to replenish energy, prevent weariness, and boost speed during exercise. The longer the duration of your race, the more time you'll have to reap the benefits of carbon-coated shoes. So many people wear them to marathons because of this. They are effective, to say the least. Before you reach to the starting line, make sure the shoes you'll be wearing fit and feel good via training. The tops. Having a technical running shirt can greatly improve the quality of your race. Cotton shirts are notoriously bad at wicking away moisture and drying quickly. It's unpleasant at best and downright painful to run while wearing a damp shirt. Invest in a shirt that not only fits you well but is also built for jogging. Stay dry and comfortable over the whole 26.2 miles by wearing a garment that can wick moisture away from your skin, like the men's Craftcore Charge singlet or the women's Bunny Lightning tank. Women need a sports bra that is as supportive as it is sweat-wicking and skin-friendly, much like a decent pair of running shoes. You should try on a variety of bras to choose the one that best complements your figure. Some of the most well-liked bras include the Handful Wide Back Bra, which gives high-impact support and more covering, and the Brooks Drive Convertible Run Bra, which delivers compressive support without limiting mobility. A bad storm is always a possibility when you have to run for hours on end. The weather jacket is a go-to layering piece for when the weather takes a turn for the worse. The weather jacket's robust water-repellent covering makes it an ideal defense against wind and precipitation. The bottoms. Shorts and leggings made specifically for running are designed to let you move freely so you can focus on your pace. One of our favorite running shorts for men is the On Hybrid Short. The Hybrid Short is built from lightweight technical 4-way stretch fabric and includes a detachable internal compression short that can be worn on its own. For women, we love the On Active Tight and Brooks Chaser Short. The Active Tight is soft and supportive, thanks to a smooth polyester fabric that moves with your body for a second skin feel. Both bottoms include pockets that are perfect for stashing a few essentials. The Chaser Short comes in lengths of 3, 5 and 7 and in a variety of colorways. The lightweight fabric wicks away sweat and dries quickly. The socks. Having the best running socks is a non-negotiable part of your training and race day kits. Compression helps improve blood flow so you feel fresher for longer. That's why we like the SEP Compression Sock 3.0. The medical-grade compression in the 3.0 can help reduce swelling and muscle strain, which can help you recover faster. High-tech fibers mitigate moisture to keep you dry during your longest runs. For runners who don't want compression, we'll keep your feet happy. The socks are cut specifically for your left and right foot to eliminate bagginess that can cause hot spots and blisters. Plus, the nylon, polyester and spandex blend delivers a snug fit and excellent moisture management. The accessories. Hydration and nutrition. You'll need to carry water and a fuel source with you for long runs. Your body requires fuel for any run longer than an hour. That means finding a comfortable way to carry water and your fuel source of choice, be it gels, chews, bars, etc. This is crucial to test during training. Nathan packs make carrying your water and calories a breeze. The Nathan Vapor Card 2.04 liters and Nathan Vapor How 12 liters were designed in collaboration with elite ultra runners Rob Krar and Stephanie Howe. The packs each hold 2 soft flasks on the front and work with extra bladders so you can haul all the H2O you need, and they have enough storage space to stash energy gels, chews or whatever else you like to eat on the go. Your training sessions are the perfect time to test different nutrition products to see what works best for your body. Try different products during long runs and high-intensity speed workouts so that you can simulate a race environment and prepare your body accordingly. Fleet Feet runners recommend Maurten Energy Gels for marathons. Maurten uses a unique hydrogel to help transport carbs and sodium through your stomach and into your intestines, where it can be absorbed easily, minimizing the chance of an upset stomach. Chafing protection. Stop chafing before it interrupts your training or the race itself. For your longest, toughest runs, Squirrel's Nut Butter is your skin's best friend. The all-natural formula is made with coconut oil, cocoa butter, beeswax and vitamin E oil. Use the tub or stick to apply it anywhere that you tend to chafe. It's weather-resistant, long-lasting and restorative to dry skin. Recovery gear. Recovery isn't just for after the race, it's a crucial part of staying injury-free throughout your training process. Help your body recover from long runs and speed workouts with massage tools. Feet runners recommend the Hyperice Hypervolt Bluetooth. The lightweight ergonomic design can release tension in the tightest muscles and help you activate areas before you run and recover after you're done. The Trigger Point Foam Roller delivers firm compression for stiff muscles. It helps release muscle adhesions and gets blood flowing so you can get back to your training. Plantar fasciitis can wreak havoc on your training as you spend more time on your feet. The R3 roller was designed to loosen and stretch the plantar fascia and reduce pressure on different areas of the foot. Use the R3 to warm up your feet before your run and to help them recover afterward. Additional points to keep in mind and good luck. Whether it's a peaceful yoga workout or a high-intensity bout on the treadmill, exercise is proven to immediately reduce the amount of the stress hormone cortisol. The benefits of lower cortisol include better muscle repair and metabolism, along with reduced inflammation, stress, and anxiety, due to this stress hormone's role in creating fight or flight feelings. Endorphins are brain chemicals produced to reduce pain and discomfort. They act similarly to opioid drugs by producing feelings of euphoria. Not only do they stimulate a better mood, but they also can help mask feelings of discomfort for hours after intense exercise. Endocannabinoids are also thought to contribute to runners' high, that euphoric mood you feel after completing a run. Research on the role of endocannabinoids after exercise is still limited, but smaller studies indicate that exercise of any intensity can boost mood. What's more, outdoor runners may reap double mood-enhancing benefits. That's because regular exposure to sunlight, especially bright light, can significantly reduce depression. Additionally, the fresh air adds more brain-boosting benefits than running indoors. Even one run can change your brain chemistry in the part of the brain responsible for cognitive function, thanks to increased oxygen to the prefrontal cortex. This translates to better decision-making, reduced impulsivity, and an increased attention span if you're exercising regularly. Feeling less brain fog and more mental clarity can reduce feelings of helplessness, anxiety, and depression. The boost of blood flow and oxygen to the brain can reduce and possibly even prevent many of the cognitive effects of aging. Even at rest, regular exercisers have been shown to have higher levels of blood flow to the brain. This is great news for cardiovascular health and longevity, and it also bodes well for brain health. Research has indicated that the boost of oxygen to the brain that comes from running regularly may also offer protective benefits. Regular exercise improves productivity by boosting creativity, enhancing energy, and having the clarity to manage your tasks with ease. When you're managing things handily, you'll get more done, avoid overwhelm, and likely experience more satisfaction from your work. Aim to run in at least 3 times per week. The more frequently you treat your body to oxygen-enhancing, stress-relieving exercise, the more your body can adapt. Take a rest day as needed, but even a short run has benefits. Vary your intensity. You don't need to do a grueling 10-mile run every day. Even a mile or 2 in the fresh air will give you a quick reset. Ideally, you can get a 30-minute workout in on most days, but take it easy on yourself if you need an easy day. Mix it up. Running workouts can take many forms. You can do a long, slow-distance run every 7 to 10 days, but your other workouts can be as varied as your imagination allows. Try a tempo run, fartlek running, hill repeats, or track work. They all pack benefits, and the variety will keep you interested. Plug in or unplug. Listen to a podcast or music if you need a distraction, or leave your earbuds at home and enjoy some quiet time with yourself. Take it easy on yourself. Creating a habit takes time. You may struggle to get started, but if you commit to yourself and don't make it a high-pressure situation, you'll absolutely reap the benefits. Plan to run with a friend. Scheduling runs with others is a way to help hold yourself accountable, as well as reap the added benefit of socializing while you're exercising. The link between athletic performance and nutrition is obvious, but when it comes to mental performance, we don't always make the same connection. To be clear, your brain is fueled with the same food as your muscles. In fact, our brains are the gas-guzzling hummers of the body's organs, using up over half of the glucose in our bloodstream. That means what you eat impacts your cognitive functioning in a big way. What is a process goal? Process goals are the most important goals to running. The bulk of your runs are training runs, especially if your goal is to run races. Racing is the outcome of all your training, but it only makes up a small percentage of the runs you actually do. So, runners need to love the process. A process goal is a goal you can completely control. It is based on an outcome from specific actions and tasks that you complete. A few running-based process goals include strength training twice a week, cross-training once a week, doing a track workout every month, or running 30 minutes every day. All are process goals that you can control and have the ability to achieve. What is a performance goal? Like they sound, performance goals are focused on your own performance. It means goals such as running under 5 hours in the marathon, running a half marathon PR, or running under an hour in the 10K. It includes hitting the Boston Marathon standard but does not include running the Boston Marathon. Performance goals are the goals that sound so cool. They are the ones that scare you, that you can't dream big enough. They are the long-term goals that don't happen overnight and usually don't happen without a few smaller process goals. What is an outcome goal? An outcome goal is a goal you cannot control. Winning a race is an outcome goal because you have no idea who will show up to the race. Qualifying for Boston is an outcome goal because you might run the BQ time, but the cutoff might change based on what others have done. Why even make an outcome goal? The truth is, not everyone needs to make an outcome goal. Winning feels good, but it's hard to control. You never know who will show up to a race. You might have achieved every single one of your process goals and even ran the best time of your life at a race, but someone ran better and won. You can't control that. While outcome goals are awesome and they often feel the best, it's good to also set personal goals that rely on the work you've done. How do goals relate? It would make sense that process goals are essential to performance goals. You must follow a process to hit your performance goals. Setting process goals also increases your own motivation to do something. When you start to see how you've created a habit or routine, you are more likely to continue. Performance goals allow us to focus on the details of the performance. Outcome goals help us focus on the big picture, like running the Boston Marathon. Setting process goals is the best bet to achieve both performance and outcome goals. So essentially, all three are good in their own way. Sharing your goals. There is plentiful research that writing and sharing your goals can help make you more likely to achieve them. Essentially, sharing goals keeps you accountable but also makes you more motivated. When you share your goals with someone, You care what that person thinks of you. Why should you set goals? By setting goals, you are growing as both an athlete and a person. This is true with anything. The biggest way to improve with running is consistency, which takes time and constant practice. Creating a process goal to do one thing better than before, like running 3 times a week, or strength train X times per week, or consistently running X mileage, will help you get better. Performance and outcome goals are those big, scary goals that seem overwhelming right now. By creating and achieving your process goals, they won't be as scary as you once thought. Races you might love running. Westminster Trail Half Marathon, the first in a 6-race series of events that take place in smaller Colorado towns and parks, within about an hour or two of downtown Denver. This race unfolds along the trails that circle Stanley Lake, inside the 3,000-acre park that shares the same name. You'll run along a combination of packed dirt, single-track and bike path trails, and get to take in views of Colorado's Front Range mountains from all around, and you'll start in waves of 25 runners each, between 7 o'clock and 7:25 a.m. Bar Lake Half Marathon, with both a 13.1 mile and a 15K distance option. This fast, flat race, which features only about 100 feet of elevation change, takes runners along the 8.8 miles of trails that circle the lake inside Bar Lake State Park, about a half hour from Denver. You'll have 4 hours to complete the half marathon, and get to take in a gorgeous route through tree-shaded meadows, and perhaps some of the 350 or so species of birds that live here. Mountain Ridge Half Marathon, limited to 250 runners, this race features a 13.1 mile and 10K that take you into the hills and mountains of the Highlands Ranch area just south of Denver, where you'll get to see some of the best views in the Front Range, organizers say. You'll probably want trail running shoes for the dirt trails you'll run here, they add, describing the elevation gain along the route as manageable. Black Hawk Half Marathon, filled with views of the surrounding mountains, pine trees, and 35 miles of trails, Golden Gate Canyon State Park plays host to this very hilly half marathon that organizers say is not for the faint of heart. Both the 13.1 mile and 10K routes offer tons of climbing and lots of technical landscape. If you are a runner looking to challenge yourself, then you have come to the right place. Louisville Half Marathon, the final mile of this race at Louisville Community Park, which lies just a short drive from nearby Boulder, offers up an epic vista of the Front Range mountains off in the distance, as well as the sloping, reddish sandstone formations known as the Boulder Flatirons. Mostly dirt trails with short stretches of bike path, the course also is mostly flat, except for the challenging hill in the last mile of the race. Rather of expecting perfect results in your first marathon, use it as an opportunity to learn more about yourself. You should run the marathon at a cautious but not terrified pace, accepting whatever outcome may occur while knowing that you will be a better pacer in your future marathon. Conclusion: running a marathon is a serious endeavor. Hopefully you followed the instructions to the letter. Realistically speaking, after you've run your first half marathon, you have enough personal experience to modify the training routine and diet to suit your personal requirements. When in doubt, listen to your body. It is better to train longer and slower than harder and faster. Remember, the first 3 miles is key. Don't push yourself too much at this point because you want to build sturdier bones, a stronger musculature, and a more efficient cardiorespiratory process. When pain becomes sharp and does not go away after several days,